Okay, everybody, come with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. Mansfield.
No, Mr. Mansfield.
Mr. Mansfield. And traffic joke.
Beautiful.
So, for the last traffic joke of the year,
Let me guess.
Sibanda.
we are going to the road between Harare
Yes.
and Karoi,
Okay.
Okay.
on which we find a ZPF roadblock, Zimbabwe Police Force roadblock,
Okay.
and on which we find a fairly battered Toyota bakkie driving north. No, that wouldn't be the. No, there's not.
Isn't there a siren?
There's not enough fuel in Harare for that much traffic.
Oh.
So just to take that sound effect away, please.
And there isn't a siren. The traffic cop just goes woo woo.
Yeah, he stands there and goes, woo, 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 woo. Lovemore Sibanda is traveling in his battered Toyota bakkie from Harare to Karoi, and is stopped by a roadblock manned by the Zimbabwe police. Haro praise, says the officer. And Lovemore says, haro praise, officer. And the officer says, and where might you be going, say?
Yeah.
And Lovemore says, well, you see, as a result of the land distribution program instituted by His Excellency the Honorable Robert Gabriel Mugabe.
Yeah. Just one question. Do the Zimbas really speak with such verbosity?
Yeah,
Yes, they do.
Really?
They do.
Yeah.
As a result of the land distribution program instituted by the Honorable Excellency Robert Gabriel Mugabe, I have managed to procure for myself a piece of property in the vicinity of Karoi. And that is where I am at this stage proceeding to in my slightly battered Toyota bakkie. And the officer says, that's very interesting. And what an insightful program instituted by His Excellency the Honorable Robert Gabriel Mugabe.
So they page
Yeah.
in the dictionary first to look for the
Check the
vocabulary.
words. Yeah.
Okay.
It is indeed an insightful program in which he managed to take land from people who know how to farm and give it to people who don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And what particularly are you doing at that piece of property that you have procured near Karoi? And Lovemore Sibanda says, you see, what I'm doing is I am growing strawberries. And the policeman says, that's very interesting. And what are you transporting in your slightly battered Toyota bakkie? And Lovemore says, well, for the strawberries, I'm transporting fertilizer to put on the strawberries.
Good.
And the police officer says, that's interesting. Why don't you use the sugar and cream?
Farming the Zimbabwe way.
That is the last in the Sibanda files for 2007. I am sure.
Merry Christmas,
I am
Lovemore.
sure that in 2008 you will see some return in some form by the Sibanda family.
So if you were not sure, now you are sure that the police in Zimbabwe, they are actually very romantic.
That is true. Yes.
They know how to use the strawberry and cream.
Always important in a policeman. His romance quota.
Exactly. The Sibanda files will continue in 2008, and on behalf of the entire extended Sibanda family, may we wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Happy, happy.
But I've heard that the Sibandas are going back to Zim for the holidays. They might not get back.
Now that's why we don't do any more Sibanda stories, because today the Sibanda, all 427 Sibandas working in Johannesburg are in fact making their way through Byte Bridge border post today
Yes.
to go back to Harare for Christmas break, and then they will try and illegally cross back into the country in the new year.
Let's hope for Christmas they get the wire cutters.